got an itch I thought you could help me scratch, cowboy.
Wow!
Oh, good start.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with NewsStand, and we're going to talk today about an article that I seen a few days ago, but I held on to because I wanted to wait till Batcat number 4 came out, and it's come out, and I've read the issue, and we have a bloody cat and some other stuff, but I'm not going to spoil it, nor am I going to review it, nor am I even going to recommend it. What we're going to talk about today, again, a subject I've tackled before many times, is the sexualization of female characters within comic books. Now, I'm going to tell you just exactly what I think about it, but this all comes down to an article that was done in Screen Rant. And it talks about her costume, the flaws in the costume, the reality of the situation, and everything involved with cosplay. But the reality of the situation is it's a comic book. It is a comic book. It is not real. And I get people use that same argument against me when I talk about tokenization. But again, if something has been done in comic books for a very long time, the change can happen slowly. It does. It always has. Just like when people say they don't like left-leaning politics in their comic books. Honey, it's always been there to some degree. So do I mind it in an insane amount? No, not really at all. There's some I'll avoid specifically because of it. But comics have always been mildly political and mildly left-leaning. Now that we've got that out of the way and I've pissed half of you off, comic book heroes, comic book heroines have always been beautiful, bodacious, that's a weird word, babes, right? But so have the men. It can be very easily argued that for every Red Sonja with an armored bikini, there is a Conan the Barbarian. This happens. How many pages of Nightwing's ass have we seen? How many times have we seen women say, oh my God, you're sexualizing that woman? Oh, Power Girl, boob window? How dare you? Oh, Nightwing's butt. Let's just stare for a little bit. Come on, stare all you want. But if you're going to stare, at least be an equal opportunity starer. All right, let's look at the article. Then I want to talk a little bit about Clayman, because I think he gets a little more flack than he should. He's an amazing artist. Unfortunately, his art seems a lot of the times to be teamed up with Tom King, and as of recently, I haven't been able to take a whole lot of Tom King. Now, for his Adam Strange series, I'm loving. This one, not so much. So, I'm going to read through a couple of these things and tell you why I think this has happened. We've seen more on Marvel's side and approved body type. As to DC, we still get a little bit of beauty and brains, unless you're, in future state. And I actually liked Immortal Wonder Woman, but we had a morbidly obese Amazon. Like, the whole issue behind an Amazon is to protect the people. Well, there wasn't any people left then, but regardless, they are the best of the best. They can fight. They can literally protect you. They can literally run, 8 miles. They can fly. What are you going to do if you're morbidly obese? And I'm not fat shaming at all. But damn, come on. So, talks about unrealistic expectations of female character designs as a whole. In both comics and cinema, female superhero villains, crime fighters end up hypersexualized with impractical outfits with little to no ornament. Okay, well, when they do put some sort of ornament on there, then you have people like Anita Sarkeesian complaining that somebody has boob armor. Okay, all right. Never has there been a woman who has thought, hey, I might end up having to chase down some criminals. I'm just going to stop there. Because never has a woman thought, hey, I'm going to have to end up chasing down some criminals. You don't even need to add the part about the 3-inch heels. Women aren't sitting in their apartments going, hey, maybe there's going to be some crime tonight. I'm going to put on my best heels. I'm going to find a cape. Maybe this blanket will do. And I'm going to go fight me some fucking criminals. It's a comic book. Okay, now that we're all clear on that, I will make it very clear. From a fishnet-clad black canary to Emma Frost's seemingly endless connection of unbreakable high heels, and if they were real, I would be borrowing them every day. I would be evil just to borrow those damn shoes. And the general overwhelming amount of half-naked martial artists and crime fighters. Again, if you look at the sales, usually of comic books, right? So there has been, obviously, you can't really talk about the pandemic too much on YouTube, but there was a slump. Okay. Even not including any of that, the sales have been steady, but lower, right? You go back 10 years, they were steady, but a little bit higher. They're going down. There has to be a reason other than people losing interest. But why are people losing interest? Is it because you are trying to, instead of knowing your core audience? And as a female reader, it makes it all different for me because I'm not their core audience. So if you're trying to get away from your core audience and you're seeing slumps in sales, you should probably realize why. And I'm not saying it is even because of politics or sexualization of female characters. I'm saying you're doing something wrong. You're doing it wrong, right? So there is still some undeniable truth that the concept that sex sells, there is absolutely an undeniable truth. Sex sells. It's real. Sex sells. People like to see beautiful people. People are attracted to beauty, whether it's a woman's body or it is a man's face or eyes or a piece of art. Beauty is obviously subjective, but people are attracted to it. So, the tides are changing. Okay. And women want to see their peers kick butt, take names and outfits that are fitting for their character and abilities. Yes and no. Okay. At least costumes that make a bit more practical sense in relation to their intended use. Unfortunately, Helena Wayne, which is Batcat's kid, right, isn't going to make the cut. Now, this is the outfit by Clayman. And if you remember a little while ago, there was actually a whole issue with him with the bootay of Batgirl, which she looks stunning, beautiful artwork. But because her booty was showing, because she was showing where she got shot in the back, they did this all again. Like, they're going to. They also canceled a cover from Heroes in Crisis 7, I believe, where Ivy was dead, but her leg was up a little bit. So they're like, oh, it looks like she's about to get it from behind. Please take this off. And she didn't. She was just dead. Okay. All right. But back to the article. And there's one piece I really want to talk about here. It's comprised of skin-tight, flimsy-looking latex, right? That's men's too, just so you know. That seems as a vacuum sealed over her body. Again, men's too. Virtual lack of pants. I'm pretty sure that's what those are. And armor that basically only covers her breasts. Okay, there I agree. Yeah, that's silly. But again, it's the design of the outfit. If readers can still see the definitive shape of her navel, it's too tight, right? And nobody would wear that in real life. It would just be too tight. Here's the thing. You can even see like her hip bones, right? And that's natural. You can see every single time a woman lays down, you're going to see those bones. You're going to see her rib bones. I think I probably know a little bit more than Clayman in that department. You're going to see it. It's okay. You're not going to see the navel though if you're wearing a tight shirt. You're just not. It's just going to kind of form over it, right? It's not going to go in. So this is the one I want to talk about though. Fortunately, he, along with so many other comic book artists and film costume designs, have fallen victim to the pattern of a bygone era. Okay? But it's time to listen to the pleas of the masses. Here, honey, let me tell you something. You obviously live in an echo chamber that's telling you this stuff because there is nothing bygone about that era. People are still here wanting to consume their comics. People are still here asking for just the quality that they had years ago. And I'm not talking about the same writers or even the same artists. Sure, give new talent a try, but hire them on merit. don't hire them because you think that they are simply the right skin color, it happens so often in that case. But now, when the sexualization of female characters gets to a point where it's done, where do we go from here? Do people stop buying? Is it that important to you? I think that's more for others to answer than myself, right? Because I don't know exactly what I would do. I think I would continue to... I guess it would have to really, really depend on how bad the art was, right? And I think a lot of it has to do with the hiring and staffing of people like this. And there's actually 2 sentences in particular that really speak to comic books as a whole, or as these people as a whole. There's a sense of entitlement in these kinds of fans. Yeah, I bought for 20 years. I have that right to be entitled. I do. Do you? Do you? Because I definitely do. Who act as though the characters belong to them. Again, I've invested 20 years worth of money into these characters. Have you? Until you have, then we don't need to have this conversation. But that is our unrecognized, unchecked privilege. Well, honey, if that's the truth, then I win. Because privilege always wins, right? Ridiculous. And these people will do the same with men. It's going back to an era where it's either Dick Grayson's butt or Superman's abs, or we got a Batwing, or we got who was it that actually raped Dick Grayson? I mean, come on, knock it off. Quit acting like you're not at home fapping to the fucking Margot Robbie here. Stop. We know you better. You're a fraud. Anyways, let me know, of course, what you guys think about this. What you think about the desexualization of characters in comics. You think everybody should just end up wearing a burlap sack? Maybe they'll be happy. Maybe not. I could honestly care less. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.